Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So I just woke up. I've been very tired lately. It's like almost 10 o'clock and I hate that because I normally get up around like 6:37 even though I work nights. Ignore my orange tan hands. I finally self-tanned again because I found out I can't go in a tanning bed even if it's just for a couple weeks because I break out in hives. So yeah, I just self-tanned again and I look scary. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna do a little get ready with me. I kind of want to do like a hot girl summer type tutorial because I know that's a big thing right now. And I kind of just want to, you know, do something a little bit pretty with makeup. Not necessarily super bright and crazy, but just something really, really pretty. So, if you're interested to see what I do, then just keep on watching. Okay, so we're a little bit zoomed in. We're not crazy zoomed in, and I'm still somewhat with a top, which is always good. So to start, I'm just gonna do my eyebrows, which is just some soap, so just a moment. Okay, so I'm just using bar soap. I bought this for like $2 at Target. And then this rose water essence. It's a soothing facial mist that actually burns my skin. We got it at like TJ Maxx, so we just use it for soap because that's easiest and it's cheap. So I just rub my spoolie on in the soap and then I just run it through my eyebrows. So that's all I do. I'll probably run some brow gel through it later depending on how I feel. It may be clear or it may be tinted. But to me, soap is like the best way to get like very beautiful fluffy eyebrows that actually stay up during the day. I don't notice they fall down, so they're A1 for me. And then I'm going to prime my eyelids using the ABH Eye Primer. I put some on the back of my hand and then tap it on my lid. This isn't like, it's similar to the P. Louise in the way that it's a tinted eye base and it's like heavily tinted, but it's not gross like the P. Louise is. We all know I hate the P. Louise. But you don't need as much as people say you need with the P. Louise. It's a little bit more matte and it's a little bit thinner. So I just go carve out my eyebrows with it and then I just bring it downward. And for eyes, I'm going to use the Norvina palette. So, we'll see how that goes. I feel like, dang it, not again, hold on. I'll just have to make sure I stay slouched because my tripod's as high as it can go. And I'm, like I said, I'm very tired. I'm much too tired to go through the process of figuring out what to do. Sorry, I'm falling off my chair. Anyway, I'm going to go in with the Norvina palette and this palette just has the most beautiful shimmers in it, so that's why I'm using it. I personally prefer the mattes in the Soft Glam, but that one went missing. Otherwise, I would mix the two. It's somewhere around here, but again, I can't be bothered to look for it. I'm going to go in with the darkest shade, which is Passion. And I'm going to pack that. I'm going to use a Fenty mirror because I prefer like a smaller circular mirror for the eyes. I'm just going to pack that on the, like in the crease, I suppose. I kind of like to do that reverse blending method that the UK artists do, where I use the darker color first and then I blend the lighter colors in with it. Okay, so now that we've got our base laid down, FYI, that was with the Morphe M506 brush. It's like a mini blending brush. It's my fave. I'm going to go in with the Morphe M513 brush. And I'm going to go in with the shade Eccentric right next to it, that more like yellowy, orangey, kind of pukey mustard shade. I'm going to blend around the edges of it. I'm like barely touching my eye because I don't want to overdo it. It's really hard when you don't know this technique not to overdo the blending. You obviously want to blend a lot, but this technique can make shadows really patchy if you're not careful. So I like to like lightly touch my eye, and then I go in and blend it later. But you have to just be careful like packing on shadows and things like that, because trust me, it can get really bad really fast. And then after that, using a BH Cosmetics V20 from the little, sorry I got a slouch again, using a BH Cosmetics V20 from the little Marble collection. It's just a teeny tiny blending brush. I'm going to go in with the shade Incense, which is the lightest, this one, next to the purple. And I'm going to blend around the edges of the other color we used, and I want it all the way up to my brow bone, which is why it doesn't matter that I'm using a white base or a lighter base, because I bring my shadows all the way into my brow anyway. Okay, then back in with the same brush and the same shade Eccentric, or the second shade we used. I'm going to go back in a little bit lower and deepen that up, blend it a little bit more. Before we re-deepen up the dark color, I'm going to go back in with that Morphe M513 and blend around the edges of the lighter colors, not quite hitting the dark. Okay, and then back in with that same original M506 and the shade Passion, the darkest shade, and re-intensifying that on the outer corner. Some ABH shimmers do not pick up well on a brush. They are some of the most beautiful shimmers, but you can't use them on a brush, so it makes them kind of difficult to use when you have claws like mine. But this Morphe JH41 brush does pick up shimmers really well. I think because it is more of a, I don't know if it's a natural hair brush, I don't know the terms, but I just know that this brush works really well for shimmers. So let me think. I think I am going to use the shade Rose Gold. So the Rose Gold shade right here in the middle is one of the prettiest lid shades ever. So I think I'm going to go in with that, and on this brush just kind of pack it on the lid. Wow, that picked up a lot. Tap off the excess. I normally kind of fake a cut crease. I don't do a cut crease, I just kind of pretend I did one, so we'll probably do something similar to that. Okay, and then back in with Passion, the darkest shade, and connecting everything, blending the edges. Okay, and we're gonna stop there on the eyes. I'm gonna do the other eye real quickly, and then we'll be back for the skin. So I zoomed us back out. I'm wearing a blanket so we can do the face. So I did change one thing. That lightest brown shadow I used, I pretty much canceled that out and blended the warmer brown all the way up to my brow bone, because I was feeling that it was a bit too cool toned. That's the one thing with the Norvina palette, is it's a mix of warm and cool tones, so it can get really muddy and really messy really fast. So I changed that a little bit. I just covered it up with the warmest brown. For my primer today. I'm going to use the Nars Super Radiant Booster. This is basically like a liquid highlighter. I thought it would be more hydrating than it is, so I'm trying to mix it with some things. I'm going to mix it with the Vichy Mineral 89 Serum, which is like a hyaluronic acid serum, and use that as my primer. Oh wow. Now that I look like a disco ball, we can get into the base. So I'm going to use my Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade Stromboli for my foundation. I'm going to take 2 pumps. These are the teeniest pumps ever. What I have on my finger is 2 pumps. I'm just going to wipe it on my face and blend it out with a brush because I don't want to deal with the sponge right now. Oh, and this is the BH Studio Pro No. 3 brush. It's a little bit fluffier than what I normally go for a foundation brush, but I actually think that it blends in foundation amazing for a brush because brushes can be irritating. For my concealer, I'm going to use my Huda Beauty, the Overachiever concealer. This one is in the shade Coconut Flakes 10N. This to me is the perfect shade because when I'm a little bit paler, when I'm not as tan, it's not super brightening, but it is still bright enough to use, and when I'm tan it also isn't terribly brightening either. It is still too lighter than my skin tone, but I don't like it bright under eyes, so this works really well for me. So I'm just going to use a few dabs of that because this is a pretty heavy duty concealer, but it is one of the most beautiful full coverage concealers for dry skin. Ugh. Everybody been sleeping on it. Other than Instagrammers that use like 10 pounds of it, those people are annoying. But other people, you need to get on this. So I'm going to use just a little concealer brush to blend it out, and then I will go back in with my foundation brush to keep it all nice and even. This is the Morphe E8 brush. And I'll do my under eyes last because I want the most coverage there. Miss Jackie Ina taught me that. Personally, she came to my house and told me. I didn't watch it in a video. And with the foundation brush, I'm just going along the edges of this. And I'm a lot darker than I normally am tan-wise because I have a little bit of a natural tan underneath my self-tanner. So we're going to have to use a lot of bronzer. Okay, so first I'm going to cream bronze using my Wet n Wild contour stick in Oaks on You. This is all that is left. There is like almost nothing left, and we're trying to use it up, so. Maybe I'll hit right here to use more and maybe to bronze my face a little bit because I'm paler on the face than the body. I'm just gonna use the same foundation brush to blend that out. I should put my hair up. This is driving me nuts. But if you are looking for a good cream bronzer or cream contour, these are some of the best blending cream sticks I've ever tried. I got them because Amy Macedo raves about them, and I was like, sure, I'll try it. And at first I was like, oh, these are okay, but I wasn't super into creams at the time, and now that I'm super into creams, I really, really love them. Oh my god, my hair is gonna kill me. I'm just gonna blindly blend because I can't. And I don't know if we've mentioned this on our channel yet, but this is the Natasha Denona Tan Palette. I saw this and I was like, tan? Natasha Denona? Yes, I want it. And Vic got it for us got it for me for our birthday, and I think this is so gorgeous. So I'm first gonna go in with the cream highlighting shade. It's right here. Or no, this is the cream bronzer, I guess. It's just like a really deep shimmery bronzer, I guess. So I'm just gonna place that. I like to bring it up a little bit higher so it's not emphasizing the texture I have down here. But it's just beautiful, and it just, oh, I don't even know, guys. I just know that you need it if you have medium skin tones at probably, like, you gotta be kind of tan to use it for the most part, because the bronzer is pretty dark. Love it. And then the bronzer shade is very, very deep. So I'm just gonna use a little duo fiber brush. I have to use something like fluffy or large to use this bronzer. But I can contour with this bronzer. I do think it's a good contour shade. But I'm gonna use this brush and start bronzing. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, I think we evened everything out pretty well. I mean, my under eyes are a little bright still, but I'm not mad. I think it looks pretty good. And I haven't even blushed yet, and that helps too. And for blush, I'm going to use this Alamar Cosmetics Blush Trio in medium. Don't listen to anybody that tells you this is not a great blush trio. I've seen some people give it some subpar reviews, and I believe this to be one of the most beautiful blush trios I've ever used in my entire existence, and I love it so much. I'm going to use the deepest shade, which is Toasted, on this little BH Cosmetics No. 2 brush, and load it on up and blush. And I like to bring blush everywhere. I'll normally bring it a little bit too far on the under eyes and have to tap it out, but that's cool. But I just really like blush. I never used to like blush, but now I love blush. But this shade is a little bit deep for me, so just keep that in mind when I look like a crazy person. And I'm just gonna go back in with my little duo fiber and blend along the sides of that. And take my foundation brush and lightly tap over the edges. I don't know if I have a highlight I'm trying to pan. That's the thing. I'm trying to use, well, I use a lot of things that I'm trying to use up or use a lot of. So this is gonna hurt me in my soul because I only ever wear gold highlights, but I'm gonna use a pink highlight. I'm gonna use, I'm dumb. I'm gonna use my Fenty highlight. I'm trying to pan this out too, where we have pan in both of the shades in it. This is the one in Mean Money and Hussla Baby. So I'm just gonna mix the two and highlight with that. I'm having a pretty intense, it's not a breakout, it's like under the skin bumps right now on my face. They seem to have gone down a little bit from yesterday, but they were pretty bad yesterday, and I don't want to accentuate that too terribly much. I'm going to powder my under eyes a touch because it'll darken them. So I'm just going to use this NYX No Filter Powder Foundation. If I can open it. Oh my god. Here's what it looks like. I only have a few powders left in my collection. We have the Peach Perfect one from Too Faced, but I only keep that for freelancing because I hate that powder. So I'm just gonna take this on a little small brush and buff it onto the under eyes. Yep, they darkened. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll come back for the lips, but the lower lash line is gonna be simple, I think. So this is already a pretty long video, and I'm really out of it, so I'm scared when I edit the footage back there's gonna be too many like scenes. So I'm gonna go do the rest of my makeup, and I'll come back and let you know what I used. And yeah, just a moment. Okay, so here's the completed look. I just took the purples from the Norvina palette and smudged it under the lower lash line. These lashes are Angel Wings Cosmetics lashes in the style Barbie. And then for lips, I did Colourpop 951 lip liner with Maybelline Baddest Beige, which is weird because I've been so into glosses, just like clear glosses, that I have a real lip color on now, and I'm like, I feel like my lips look huge. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. We are going to Bosnia in a week or so. So we're trying to pre-film as much as possible, and then we'll try and film while we're there if we can do like a get ready with me in Bosnia and like Croatia, and we might be going to Paris and Rome. It's gonna be a lot of fun, so hopefully we can do some get ready with me's there, just to spice up some content. But yeah, go ahead and follow us on Instagram at Twintorials. See if you can give us any engagement, since Instagram says no engagement allowed. And our Twitter is at Rachel and Victo1. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.